And welcome back to Jeff Koinange, live on the road in Wajir County. This is downtown Wajir, believe it or not, the local farmers market. Governor himself is actually out there picking fruit and talking to people. Keep tweeting. Hashtag is Wajir Rising. That's right, stop. All right.
Hi. Hey. They're making a very valid point. They're saying, we acknowledge the market is good,
Right.
but unless everybody moves, if we go there and the rest don't move,
Right.
those who remain here will have this.
So everyone will have to move.
Hi, Malala, request. They're saying they want the ones by the roadside.
They prefer this.
No, the ones by the roadside. Everybody wants them. But I think if all of them are actually asked to go there, because each of them fears that the rest will remain here,
Right.
it'll be fine.
Right.
Karas wog inshallah.
So, Governor, the garlic and the onions, are they grown locally or they import? Are they?
Kwan melka la kakente mezi talaga bura kwan. Kwan mea. These ones are not from here. I think they don't. But the skumas, awi gari wih mesha laga bura now. Waqti yad mala The watermelon season is just over. Last week, if you were here, you'll find them on the
watermelon.
streets. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go to the skuma farms and all that. You'll be able to see that.
And the cabbage, I see some cabbage over there. Let's walk around. Let's walk around.
Yeah. So now, because we've done all the roads, and the idea was to take people off the streets.
Right. They don't want to get off the streets.
Because they find the streets better. You see, so there's all the congestion there is.
Why? Is it because
this was the old town. This place was virtually dead before we did the streets, but now life is coming back to it. Yes, this is the old town. The town had moved to that side.
Yeah.
So that side has a lot more activity than here.
I have to ask you, Governor, I have to ask you, do you get a lot of satisfaction when you look around this town, which was nothing before?
Oh yes. You can see how congested the streets are now, the activity.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have traffic jam here. That means...
In Wajir?
Yes, people have bought that many vehicles. Yes. And you see a lot more activity, taxis and wherever, So I think enforcing a bit of order now. We've done a lot of markets, and getting people off the streets to go into the markets will be the next stage, because a lot of them, of course, want where the crowds are. But if we take all of them into those markets, the crowds will follow them there. I think this is what they don't understand.
They say if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come.
Governor, the other thing, do you get frustrated sometimes though? Do you get frustrated because you want to do more and you find you can't do more?
The worst time really is when we are doing our work plans, because you set out to do so many things and then you realize the numbers don't add up for you. And then you start prioritizing, which one must I do, which one can I leave out. And there's a lot of things that we could do with a lot more money if we had a lot more money today. Yeah. But again, when we reflect, we count the blessings, because where we've come from and where we are now, the things we've been able to do, people acknowledge. They acknowledge that a lot has been done. A lot has been done.
Security. Is that a problem here? They say, this northern part of Kenya, it's always a problem. Somalia is not that far away. Ethiopia to the north. And we have largely been spared the bizarre attacks that happened in this part of the country. We've had sporadic attacks in the past. The last 2 years have been very calm. Sporadic attacks that are opportunistic, at night, grenades will be thrown here and there, and people have lost lives. A lot of work has been done by the security teams. We also lit up the town. As you can see, you should come here at night and see how it's lit up. We put up a lot of solar street lights and also the floodlights. And now there's a lot of night activity. If you come here at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., you'll still find people going about their thing, walking around. So security is much better. Of course, we constantly have to keep our fingers crossed because of our proximity to Somalia. Ethiopia side is pretty calm. There's not a lot of activity
insecurity, for that matter, on the Ethiopian side. But because of our proximity to Somalia, there's always the threat of Al-Shabaab attacks. We're doing a lot with the security teams here. We're doing a lot with the religious fraternity as well, the sheikhs, on the preventive side, so that we talk to youth about radicalization. But it's an issue, really.
Yeah.
It really is an issue.
And a worry as well, because there's so many unemployed young people here.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The private sector is still pretty much weak. There's a lot more activity, a lot more trading, a lot more mechanizing. We have this loan scheme that we give to people. The first year we put in 50 million, second year 82, this year we're putting in 100 million. Interest-free loans for youth and women. And a lot of these mothers that are selling these wares actually borrow that money and trade on the same. We have recruited a lot of people who are qualified for certain roles, you know, a lot of clerks and drivers and nurses and clinicians and ECD teachers also. We've absorbed almost 600 ECD teachers. But the challenge is the youth that are seeking jobs are always more than those that can find formal employment.
Always.
And we have to think outside of the box to get them to be actively involved in nation building. You know, and this is why we're thinking of these loans. Our people don't like a lot of manual work. So all these road works, mostly they would not want to do the physical activity. And this is why you also find a lot of Kenyans from other counties who are plumbers, builders, and whatever. So we have to try constantly to encourage them to go into polytechnics, to learn, but also support them on the things that they're willing to do, which is to trade.
Yeah.
And that's why we started this loan scheme.
Right.
Yeah.
Governor, you need to show us the skooma gardens, because I hear there's actually skooma growing in Wajir County.
A lot.
Huh?
There's hay grown, sukuma, popo. This is just when the watermelon season ended. If you were here 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
the entire street will be full of watermelons. A lot of people who come here carry watermelon this size. So I'll take you to the skooma farms.
Let's do it.
And these farms
Yeah.
are just the ones that you will be able to see are only within the 4-mile radius of this town.
Right.
But a lot of the farm work is outside of here. The other day, I think about 3 weeks ago, we procured 8,000 grafted mango trees and took them up the hills to Wajir North, because that's where a lot of the mangoes do very well. That's on the leeward side of the Ethiopian highlands. That's in Wajir North.
Right, right.
Yeah. So we support the farmers through drip systems, tankage systems, through buying of certified seeds, and also the grafted seedlings. Yeah, because fruit farming, this can be the fruit basket of Kenya. The sun and the, somewhat saline water,
Soil.
the soil, which is not tired. You don't need fertilizer here, right? So
let's go see the market.
It can be the fruit basket of Kenya.
Absolutely.
This place, it's easy to farm because the water table around Wajir town is a bit high, and they are able to do shallow wells. But outside of here, what we do is earth dams, very big earth dams, 100 cubic meters and the like, and we help them come up with irrigation systems. And the food production of this county has gone up tenfold since devolution.
Wow. Since devolution?
Since devolution, tenfold. Because a lot of things like skooma, watermelons, depending on the season. So, someone has to call them. I think they're around there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
I mean, who would, in Nairobi, who would think that there's...
this is, and there are many of them. You see there's another one there. Yeah. Because the plot sizes, the plots belong to different farmers.
Right.
And we support all of them,
Wow.
because the town has really grown twofold. People who lived elsewhere come back.
Yes.
A few years back, if you planted this, no one will buy it.
That's it.
There's a saying in Somali that anything other than milk and meat is raw. That's what they say. Anything else. But now I think with the lifestyle changes,
Yes.
people are becoming more aware of,
Yeah.
you know, and
Let's
you know,
walk a bit,
having
Governor.
health
This is
concerns.
incredible.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to show people around the country how green. It's not just that
Yeah.
one little patch.
Yeah.
If we walk a bit, look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. Wow.
On the other side of town,
Yes.
and if we have time, we'll go and see. There's a lot of hay planting.
Okay.
They plant grass,
Yeah.
and this is a drought mitigation initiative that we support. We put up the hay stores, and then during the dry season, we
Yeah.
off-take. The county government buys the hay from them
Right.
and distributes the same at the watering points for animals. Yep. This is the drip system. This is the drip system, yeah. Actually, the fruits also do very well here. We'll
You
probably
mentioned
go and
mangoes
see.
earlier.
Yeah, Popo farms. Popo does very well here. Watermelon, it's seasonal, but during the season, it can really, you know, be very incredible in the sense that the size to which it grows is sizes that you probably won't find anywhere else. So I think it just shows that the soils are good. If with the provision of water, you can do anything here. You can plant a lot of things. We have a black cotton soil belt on the west and south of the county, and sorghum does very well. Sorghum, I'm sure if people tried barley, I've not seen much of that, but sorghum does very well. So does maize. It's just that you come here for a couple of hours and you want to see everything. You should go to Abaswain, you should go to Butte, and then that's where the real farms are, you know?
It's pleasantly surprising to see, Governor, because I would have never thought. You know, you think wajir, you think desert, you think there's nothing that can grow. But look, do they export some of this stuff? You talked about watermelons and the other fruits. Do they send it to Nairobi? Do they send it to other counties?
There are people who actually come and buy, like the tomatoes. There are people who come and buy from here and take them there. This guy who owns this farm, and a lot of these guys here, don't have to take their produce to the market. They are middlemen, mostly ladies, who come. They're their customers. Every week they buy so much and take it and sell at the marketplace. And this is why we're trying now to formalize the markets, get them off the roadside. The roadside is still very popular because that's where a lot of the people are. But we are trying to put them into organized markets. We've built about 10 markets in this town alone. And the same is also replicated in the sub-counties.
I was asking you earlier on, Governor, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where's wajir going to be?
10 years from now, Wajir will be one of the, you know, better developed counties in Kenya as a result of devolution. If I speak of Wajir County, Wajir town will probably be a city. That's how I look at it. We are, you know, struggling with issues to do with planning now. We have surveyed 13,000 plots in this town. We have opened up the roads, forced people back into their, you know, their plots, because a lot of them had encroached on the road. It's our hope that by December this year, the first batch of those titles will actually be distributed to the plot owners, and that people in Wajir town, just like people in Nairobi and Mombasa and elsewhere, will have title deeds.
Their own
title deeds, title for their land, which titles they can then use to seek financing from banks to do other things. The county is changing. We are working on the road network, opening up a lot of roads, bush clearing, grading, doing drifts and bridges in places that would get cut off during the rains. We're doing major gravel works on 3 major roads this year alone, covering a stretch of close to 200 kilometers in different directions. I know there are plans to tarmac the road from here to Garissa. There's a World Bank project through the Ministry of Roads. This place will open up. this place will open up.
Are you going to be around? Are you going to be around for it? Because we understand the politics in the north part of Kenya is all about clanism.
Right.
The clans decide who's going to be governor, who's going to be senator, who's going to be MP, no matter how good a job you've done.
I don't think it's any different from Kenya, because what our clans are here are just what the tribes are at national level. So sometimes I say Somalis are racist by clan. There's a bit of that, but I think the clan also can be a stabilizing factor if well used. The so-called negotiated democracy and all that, if it is left to the people, but the lineups are inclusive, you know, you don't have a party lineup that's all one clan, then in a way it can guarantee inclusivity. And that's what we did here the last time. We competed. There's no one who was handpicked by their clan and became anything. What really happened was that people still competed. But we opted to compete in lineups that were inclusive, so that no major bloc is left out of the political leadership. And when we formed government, we also included everyone, including those whose clan numbers did not add up to the point of giving them any political slot on an elective position. So I think clanism is going to be with us for quite some time. But regardless, Jeff, I believe I'll be re-elected on account of what I've done, because no one clan or sub-clan in this county has enough numbers at that competitive level, because we compete more at sub-clan level than at clan level to win on their own. So there are a lot of people who will elect you on account of what you've done. And one thing is not in contention, that we've worked and we've done way above what people expected us to do. Because when we are able to stand up at a podium and say that we have doubled the water sources of this county in 3 years, we have added close to 100 facilities into our healthcare system, from those that were shut to those that we've done, to the maternity clinics that we've done. When we are able to demonstrate that our food security is tenfold better than it was, the measurables that matter to people, skill delivery in hospitals, immunization of our kids, the ability to traverse this county when it rains, because that's when you see real trouble here. You know, when it rains is when the roads completely get cut off. And El Nino happens and we're still able to get about our business, move from point A to point B. The ECD schools that we've done 25 model ECD schools. These are proper kindergartens just like those in Nairobi, and over 100 classrooms for the peripheral towns. The teachers that we've recruited, the tripling of healthcare workers. These are things people are able to see, and on account of that, I believe we'll be around to do a lot more. Yeah.
Having come from inshallah, as they say.
Inshallah. It's all in the hands of God also.
There you go. And finally, Governor, having worked at Deloitte and Touche, having worked outside, having worked in places like New York, did you ever think at the age of 43 you'd be governor of a county in Kenya and doing what you do? Did you ever think that?
This is a totally different ballgame from what I'm used to. You know, of course, I believe politics also needs professionals and people who work in structured manners. I believe there's a lot of noise and heckling and unnecessary rivalry in our politics today. And you probably need people who will talk less and do more. And that's what I endeavor to do. Yes, I was, that in my former life, an accountant, a manager. I worked for Deloitte and Touche, both here and in New York. I worked at Wall Street, actually. But this is more, in a way, satisfying when you see the end results. With that one, yes, you do your client service, you get a decent career, you're able to do things for yourself and your family. But when you are able to double the water sources in your county in 3 years, you touch a lot more lives and a lot more people than you would in you know, personal, professional career. But of course, yes, someone has to do it. I believe that our politics needs a lot more professionals. I actually think it needs a lot more accountants.
That's for sure.
Than anyone else.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Governor.
Yeah.
All the very best.
Thank you very much,
Good luck.
and thanks for coming.
It's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's, you know,
it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener.
It's good that people like you,
yes,
with you know, a lot of audience out there. You know, people watch your show. People listen to you. It's good that you trespass this country. You open up this country also, because the problem that I've seen when I got into politics is that a lot of the bureaucrats who make decisions for us, people blame the politicians, but a lot of decisions are made at the technical, and these are done by the policy bureaucrats at national level. They only know their village in Nairobi. They don't know the rest of Kenya.
correct.
Right?
Correct.
So at times they try and replicate, you know, what happens in the village without knowing the peculiarities and the dynamics that there are in other places. So it will be nice if the media will also do its bit and take us, the Kenyan public, away from the noises of politics and see the actual work happening on the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah.
By the way, just to commend you, you're the first governor to invite us out here. First governor to the county.
Yeah, yeah.
So clearly, you know, you have nothing to hide.
Right, yes. I want people to know about Wajir. I want people to see that there's more to it than they read in newspapers. This place is 57,000 square kilometers. So when something happens 300 kilometers from here, everyone who reads,
They think it's Wajir town.
you know, that it's good that people are out here,
Yeah.
and that this country opens up.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's opening up in big ways.
It is.
We have about 5,000, if not more, Kenyans from other counties who make a living in Wajir town today. Yeah, from professionals in healthcare to you know, just traders to people who are in the construction industry, plumbers, carpenters, masons, and just the way you will probably find a lot of people from here out in Busia selling their wares.
Same thing.
That's Kenya for you. Yeah.
Governor.
Thank you very much.
Shukran.
Asante sana.
And all the
Karibu
best to
sana.
you,
Thank you very much.
That's the young governor of county number 008, Ahmed Abdullahi there, talking about his county with a passion. This is what we mean when we talk about the future of Kenya. When you come here and see it for yourself, then you realize, without fear or favor, that devolution is no doubt working. Thanks so much for joining us on this special edition of Jeff Kinanget Live on the road in county number 008, Wajir County, where the devolution is no doubt working. Next week is a whole new week. New show, new topic, new guests, new themes. But the one thing that's always consistent, those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other, JKL, right here on Kenya's television network, KTN Home and KTN News. Thanks so much for watching. Good night. Good luck.